Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to the video. If you're new to the channel, this is a Drew What to Do production, and if you've been here for a while, you know how we get down. A couple fist bumps for the one time. Go ahead, Lauren, give him a fist bump, you feel me? Today I have a treat of a video for you. We're going to a new vintage store here in the Denver area called The Common Collective. I'm extremely excited to showcase for you. Brought along the GF, the beautiful, the wonderful, the indubiously talented Lauren. Yeah, I always gotta hype you up. I always gotta hype you up, bro. It's a pretty sunny day out here in Denver, Colorado. Sunday, about 60 degrees. What is that in Celsius? World Traveler.
Put me on the spot.
What is that in Celsius, World Traveler? It's probably like 20, or no, like 15?
Yeah.
17?
15, okay.
15, so 15 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
Okay, cool. I feel like this shirt is hilarious. Hopefully you guys get a kick out of this. I just picked this up. It'll be in the pickups portion of the video. So the Common Collective is actually situated in Denver's kind of Capitol Hill district, one of Denver's more prominent districts where you have a lot of the government buildings, you have large industrial complexes, and I'll be sure to show you guys some more B-roll of our like Capitol buildings and stuff. It's pretty cool. They're like revamping and they're trying to make it a more kind of safer, cleaner area, because like a lot of major cities, we have some homelessness problems, which, you know, happens. All right, enjoy the video. Let's head over to Common Collective and have a good time, why don't we? Today is a fantastically beautiful day here in Denver. I absolutely love these days here in Colorado, like the fall time when it's like 60 degrees Fahrenheit, about 15 degrees Celsius, as we just learned. Weather's nice, got the colors in the background, and on Sunday, free parking. The vibes are just on point. They're just on point when it comes to this weather. Yes. So we finally made it to the Common Collective. One of the biggest reasons why this store in particular stood out to me as an individual is, of course, ambiance. Anytime you can set the ambiance, you got the colors behind me. I'll show you guys more B-roll of the shop. Unbelievable ambiance, super dope shop. One of the newest multi-brand retailers in the city of Denver. So I'll kind of get into that later as well. So you don't just have one brand here. You have multiple different procurers or people who obviously source the vintage clothing, and then they do it under their own brand. So for example, this is the brand or name of the vintage shop. Is called Intruders Wear. I can't get I can't get it to show the way I want to. But anyways, there's different tags for each vendor, each brand that obviously sells here, and wanted to show you guys this shop because it's very cool. It's only 2 months old, so let's get into some showcasing. Alright, so I'm finally starting to understand the layout of everything. So behind me right here, we have mostly tees, whether they be single stitch or they have graphics on the front or the back. This section right here, really great crewnecks. You have uppers. You have the dog, Maddie, keeps walking around. So you have uppers over here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And then obviously you have pants right here that also, whether they be vintage Levi's or just other denim, different types of pants. Plants over there, and then obviously, like I said, tees on this wall, and then more kind of nuanced items over there, and then hats towards the front as well. So definitely a pretty extensive. They also have footwear too. Say hi to Lauren. So they also have relatively extensive footwear, whether you got some boots here, cowboy boots. Actually, in Colorado, you'll find a fair amount of people actually wearing cowboy boots. I know a lot of people like to wear cowboy boots and whatnot. Something that, I don't know, for me personally, I would ever divulge in. Maybe I would, but probably not. Not really my steez, but either way, incredible shop.
I fucking love these shoes. What are these?
These are, yeah, Rick Owens. These are Rick Owens, Doc Martin. Thanks, please.
Oh yeah, look, I got a cage.
Yeah, perfect.
Right? I know, right? She was like, here you go. Here's your
Interviews.
Thank you so much for doing this
Oh, of
as well. They told me, they were like, yeah, this guy came to the store, and I was like, yep, okay, send it to me.
So, can you just introduce yourself first and foremost? Who are you?
I am Tristan Bego. I am an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I am a designer.
Absolutely.
I'm a vintage curator. And I am co-owner, co-founder of the Common Collective.
2 months old, right?
Yes.
What is that story for the Common Collective and for your own personal kind of label or sourcing of vintage clothing, which is February Jones Co. Can you talk
Absolutely.
about that?
Yes. So I started February Jones 3 years ago, and it was just my way of styling vintage clothes for my everyday wear.
Yeah.
For my 9-to-5 job. And so that kind of just went into me showcasing that on Instagram, which turned into, of course, like at a certain point, doing pop-ups and being in other stores. I've kind of outgrown that.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, I really knew that I was going to eventually get a store.
Right.
Literally step by step, doing business under February Jones, and then literally manifesting that off of my little business.
Yeah.
And then the Common Collective is just the way that I can create collective culture amongst other small businesses that are like mine, and just providing them the space.
Started was about, Instagram, and you saw it developing and you were doing pop-ups. Like, what do you think is the biggest kind of takeaway that you've learned from starting where you started and now having or co-founding a shop like this? Because I can only imagine the emotion or the pride you feel in having something like this. It must be incredible, right?
Yeah, I'm very full every day.
Yeah.
Making my parents proud is essential to me. I have older sisters that have kids, so just creating generational wealth.
Absolutely.
For my nieces and nephews is priority. This process, honestly, I kind of envisioned it.
Yeah.
And it's God's vision.
Yeah.
And I ran the play. Like we manifested the vision, and I ran the play till the wheels fall off. Like that, and that's just how it will be with creating more stores or creating more
Success.
avenues.
Yeah.
Avenues to sell clothes or to just be a pillar in the community.
Your personal style. I feel like people always want to know a little bit about, if we're talking to someone, how would they describe their personal style? How would you describe your personal style?
I am a mix between, so there's 3 people I really admire when it comes to style. So it's Tracy Ellis Ross, Rihanna, and Tyler the Creator.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh man, I love
so
me
those
some Tyler.
are like my 3. When I thrift, when I get dressed, Rihanna, I'm giving Rihanna right now.
Totally.
Like I literally think about ways to like create conversations off these pieces.
Yeah.
Like, people being like, damn, I didn't know you could turn a PJ set into an outfit. Like, yeah, it can happen. And you throw on some Nikes and it's a whole, it's a vibe. It's gonna work.
That's it. Thank you so much. That was the interview.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank guys, so that was the Common Collective. Tristan, thank you so much. Everyone was in there, thank you so much again. Super dope shop. Felt like family environments in there, which is always really nice to have that feeling. There's a couple things going on right now because it's Sunday, so there's like a pop-up right here on my left, truck going by. And then there's also like a flea market, which I might show you guys in a second here. Just to kind of showcase what different things there are in the city. So we'll get into that, then it's food time after that. Didn't see anything too crazy there, so gonna head out now, get some food and call it a day. Edit this video up, you feel me? Goodbye. Yeah, I guess. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Common Collective and seeing a little bit of downtown Denver. Next, as you know, with these videos, if you don't know, let's go get into some pickups, why don't we? My favorite types of videos to film are these right here, guys. So hopefully you're enjoying it. These are without a doubt some of my absolutely favorite videos to make for you guys. There's just something so wholesome about going over some of your recent pickups, talking about some of your favorite things in the world, which for me is footwear, fashion, magazines, novels. I just love this stuff, man. I also want to give one more shout out to the Common Collective for allowing me to film at their shop, to showcase their shop. They also made the first half of this video possible. And if you've been watching since the very beginning of this video, bop, thank you so much for doing so. Let's get into September and October pickups. One last disclaimer I want to put in for this video, especially when it comes to acquiring items and picking up things and consumerism. I want us all to be very mindful of what we pick up. If it wasn't for this being my job, creating content and showcasing items and working with brands and doing these things, if it wasn't my job, there's no way I would be consuming to this level. I want to put that out there, as well as I don't want anyone to misconstrue that this should be your goal, to acquire all of these items and be like me in that sense, right? Like, you only really need a few solid pieces in your wardrobe, in my opinion. A good rotation is what you need, and then you can kind of filter things in and out by selling them or by giving them away or by donating them or whatever, right? Obviously fashion is a huge contributor to the climate, so I just want to put that out there and just let you guys know that it's important to be mindful consumers. And I'll have a podcast episode about this kind of next week. So there's a lot of good stuff in this video for these last 2 months, September and October. I actually was not expecting to have so many items to showcase for you guys, but there were some opportunities that came up, that arise, where I could pick out a few things and purchase a few things here and there. And I seized that opportunity, and I'm really excited to show you guys. There's a lot of unique things that I want to showcase. Let's just get into it. Let's get the first thing on the list. Let's start out with a graphic novel. Because this is the only graphic novel in the pickups video, I felt like it was apropos to start out with it. This is a new series that I've been loving called Bridge of Life, and right now it has 3 issues out, and I've been absolutely loving this story. From a storytelling standpoint and from an artistic standpoint, it has a very unique art style. I don't know if you guys are into graphic novels or manga or things like that, but I'm a huge fan of those things. One of the things I love about Bridge of Life is, one, the diverse character set. Unbelievable amount of different types of characters that you kind of follow along as they're kind of going through this journey. And I'm only on book 3, so there's a lot more coming for sure, and I'm very excited to see it. One, witty, it's comical, like very powerful undertones to it that I think that a lot of people will resonate with from all different, genres of the spectrum of the world. And it's just something that I've been really enjoying, just kind of nice light reading. They're not very long reads. They're 10 minutes, 15 minutes at most. Something that's nice to just look over when, you know, you have a free moment and you just want to read something, want to get some quick entertainment. I've been absolutely loving The Bridge of Life, and these are fantastic, fantastic books, fantastic. And just like with everything else that I showcased in this video, everything will be linked down in the description. I think these are worth checking out. Very, very much so underrated series that's funny. I feel like a lot of people will get a lot out of this. So definitely check out Bridge of Life for sure. Next, we have all of this footwear. So let's start with these boys right here. These are the Obra Market. He's calling them the OMO. These are the Obra Mars Yards, everyone. So let's get these opened up. I actually took these with me on a trip to Aspen, Colorado, and boom, just like that. These are the bootleg Mars Yards with the boy Jonathan Rodriguez. His Obra Market does a fantastic job, I feel like, with bootlegs. For me, these are my absolute favorite bootlegs that Obra has come out with. Specifically, these Mars Yards really stood out to me and take it to another level when it comes to the ability to recreate very sought after models. The Mars Yard is a model that I have never really ever talked about on the channel. I don't even think I've ever talked about it with a friend of mine. But I think that the Mars Yard has been something that in the back of my mind, like I always thought, oh, that's a really, really cool shoe. I wish I could own that shoe. But the resale prices and the limited nature of the shoe made it pretty much unattainable for me as someone who has money and wants to spend their money wisely on things, right? Like I could, I guess, save up to pay the $1,000+ resale, but this to me, for one, replicates it in a very, very individualistic and unique nature. And we'll talk about the details in a second. But also, like I said, brings its own kind of energy to that genre, to the silhouette, which is the Mars Yard. Some of the, I would say, key features include the tongue where it says Obra Market Outdoors. You have the false swoosh, which is just the Obra logo. I love the back tab and the tongue tab. You have a little bit fraying on the top part of the tongue. The outsole is really, really nice and matches that same kind of aesthetic. The foam is really good. Then you have the mud guard on the front, and I think the mesh on this shoe is really nice as well. So from a design standpoint, really, really nailed it. And I think the marketing was great. And I think that it's just so, obviously he's got to keep it under wraps, but this is something that is so dope to me. I almost forgot to mention the fact that on the insoles, it says left foot, right foot. And that is a really nice design touch as well that was replicated, I believe so. And so for me, I went true to size on these. I went with a size 11. And I would say comfort is about 7 out of 10. Not something that is gonna blow you away, but is nice. This kind of toe cap area, the mud guard on the inside, there is no padding there, so that might bother some people. I felt it a little bit while I was walking around with these, and I wore these all, like pretty much the entire time I was in Aspen. It was snowing and stuff like that, and I thought the shoe looked fantastic up there because of just the you know, the mountain nature, the mountain town, and it kind of speaks to this shoe wholeheartedly. So I went true to size on these, and what I absolutely love about bootlegs is just the ability to actually wear and acquire the items in the shoes that you've always wanted, but not have to pay that ultra premium price point. And that's why I kind of lean more towards relatively high quality bootlegs, like with what Jonathan Rodriguez is doing, with others have done. I think when you think about bootlegs, and I've said this before, to me, I think about the major ones I think about Ouray, I think about Fugazi, and I think about Obra Market as well, just because I think that they at least pay attention to the products and they try to replicate things in a very, very proper manner, if that makes sense. So really happy with these. Let's move on to the next shoes. Next, let's talk about everyone's favorite or least favorite, or I don't know how you guys feel about these. A lot of people absolutely love these. I mean, I get it. These, as a lot of people know, are the ALD New Balance 550s, and this is the restock pair. I was able to pick these up as a result of, or because of, I pre-ordered the New Balance 650s, and it was pretty easy cop, to be honest. Hold on, let me organize everything real quick. What a year for this shoe right here, man. Originally, I picked up the navy pair on the first drop in 2020, and then I picked up both pairs, the earlier spring pairs in 2021. And now these are the gray pairs. And for me, as you guys have probably seen with my footwear collection, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check that out. But I absolutely love New Balances for one, and that's just something that I've been really into for the last couple of years now. And a lot of people can attribute New Balance's hype and success probably to this model right here. A lot of people really like this shoe and covet this shoe and want this shoe. But in my opinion, I think that this shoe, like it's becoming a little bit, is it getting to that level where it's becoming overhyped, right? And that's an unfortunate truth. It doesn't change the fact that I really like and enjoy the shoe, and it shouldn't change the fact that you really like and enjoy the shoe. But I think it has gotten to a very, very hyped level where it's no longer a subculture kind of shoe. It's a very almost entering into that mainstream limelight. But I picked these up and I'm very excited about them. These are the ALD 550s. You have your traditional hits on the shoe where you have ALD demarkings on the tongue. You have it on the heel of the left shoe. And it's just a very simplistic, clean 550 with gray, cream, and white all throughout. To me, there's nothing more versatile than a good pair of New Balances, and these are exactly that. And I will be wearing these and I will be loving on these, and no matter, you know, how much in the cultural zeitgeist they become hyped or they become over, you know, looked at or whatever the narrative is on these shoes, I like them and I'm going to continue to wear them. So that's kind of where I sit, and that's what it should be about anyways. Let's get these things on feet. Actually, these are dead stock, so I've not worn these, so un-DS these, get them on feet. For me, I'd go true to size. I go true to size in all my 550s, and while there's a little bit of heel slippage because the heel area is a little bit wide, the forefoot area is proper when it comes to this shoe when I go true to size. And these are just gonna be just kind of beaters, everyday staples, something that I wear, you know, when I need to do groceries, go out, do whatever, you know what I mean? These are just gonna be those shoes. And I really, really am excited for this gray pair because when it comes to New Balance and gray, there are a few better combinations, right? What do you guys think about this shoe? Are you kind of over this shoe? Has this shoe been kind of overplayed, and are people driving the desirability of this shoe down? I'm curious to know what you think down in the comment section. Next, when it comes to footwear, I actually have 3 more New Balance boxes, or 2 more, including this one. So I guess 3. But I'm an absolute New Balance fiend, and these are the New Balance 990 V3s in gray. And this is a shoe that I've always wanted to have. And I had a pair of 990 V3s before, the Kith version, but they were like this navy colorway and I ended up selling them. And this 990 V3 in gray, a lot of people hail this as the best 990 V3 or 990 version in comparison to the V4 and the V5, right? Like, it's like the 990 V3 started kind of this type of silhouette for the 990 series. And if you compare it to the V4 and V5, a lot of people will say that this is the best version of that silhouette. This is that classic New Balance gray, even more classic than the 550s. Made in USA pairs, as you can see on the tongue there. You have the 990 V3 back, which is a very signature back compared to the 990 V4 and V5. They just kind of tweaked the V4 and V5 to be a little bit different than this. And like I said, this is something that I've been longing to want and wanting to have for a minute here. I think that the design features on the 990 V3, just the little tweaks that they made, just add a little bit more aesthetic to it. They add a little bit more visual appeal to it. And I think that because of the quality, it's still gonna be there. It's still made in the US, that it's gonna last for an extremely long time. I still wear my 990 V4s all the time. And we'll see whether or not the 990 V3 can, you know, decrown or uncrown or whatever the term is, the 990 V4 that I have. I'm extremely and incredibly excited to test these out. Let's get these on feet. I went true to size, and I think true to size is the best way to go when it comes to made in USA and New Balances. Some people go half a size down if you have a really narrow foot, but for me, I stay true to size. It fits really nicely. Love the way that the design features of this shoe are. It's just classic to me. Like, it's just dad vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just my kind of vibe. It's my aesthetic for sure. Like I said, I'm incredibly excited to kind of wear these until they fall apart and see if I can actually wear them until they fall apart. Because like I said, I have the V4s and I've been wearing them a ton. And I feel like this shoe right here doesn't necessarily have that same level of hype as like the 550. And for me, as someone who like is purely just a guy who really likes New Balance and has been into New Balance, there's something really special about turning back the clock, looking at some of the older 990 versions, and hopefully I can get a pair of 990 V2s at some point as well. I'm just very, very excited to wear this shoe out and just test it out, especially during this kind of fall season. It should be a lot of fun. What are your favorite 990s, if you have a favorite, if you're into New Balance? Are they the V4, the V3, V5, V2, or the original ones? Let me know. Next, we have another pair of New Balances. So we went from 550s to 990s, and these are a pair of 992s. And these are the Burgundy 992s, or kind of wine colored 992s. And the thing I love about 992s, and what I've been loving about my 992s, which I have the gray and then the black silver, is the same thing I love about all New Balance shoes. We're talking about made in USA quality, which has unbelievable design features. The suede on here is buttery. This in logo on the New Balance actually has like this like carpet kind of tethering or carpet feel to it. You have cream tongue on this one, have a cream tongue on this one, excuse me. And then you have that classic 992 midsole and the other 992 denotations like the USA on the back, the forefoot design nature, and this comes with a pair of white laces. I hate sounding like a broken record when I talk about these shoes, but they all kind of draw me in the same way, right? Like the comfort of the 992, which is what I've been experiencing with my other pairs, is why I picked this up. And I wanted to have a versatile option to just wear, have a more kind of out there shoe. When I say out there, we're not talking about anything crazy, but the colorway on this shoe is something that will definitely bring any pop to an outfit, as well as just the fact that it has that durability to it. So I went true to size for these as well. I feel like this is a relatively underrated 992 that not a lot of people are going to showcase or talk about, but something that caught my eye and thought it was fun and would be worth showing you guys and just kind of wearing around. I'd definitely be wearing these a ton. For some people, you might want to go down a half size. I know for me, I have a relatively narrow foot and I still go true to size. And if you're a wide footer, I don't think you need to go down half a size. I think true to size works just fine for you. And I love the fit and the feel of a 992. I love the fit and feel of New Balance. And you guys know I'm just a New Balance boy up at this point, you know what I mean? Like I just love the brand and I've been rocking with them for the last couple of years and I'm gonna continue rocking with them. So these are the Tokyo Design Studio New Balance Niobiums, and as you can see, this box is absolutely ginormous. This is a 3-in-1 shoe that I feel like not a lot of people know about when it comes to one of New Balance's more underground or low-key branches, which is the Tokyo Design Studio branch. And so basically what you get with this is 3 shoes in one, right? And hopefully this is focusing and I can get you guys a better shot of this. You get a Mule, you get like a high top shoe, and then you get a slip-on. Let me bend the camera down so you guys can see this, because this is really cool. So here's the box right here, and these are the shoes. The Niobium 3-in-1. Like, look at this, man. This is like very, very intense for someone like myself. Never have owned or purchased a shoe like this. So the idea is that obviously you have the entire upper portion of the shoe. It's a high top right now. I believe there's a zipper right here, and you take this zipper and you pull it across and it'll actually take off this top portion. I've not tried it out yet, so hopefully later on when I do the B-roll, I can actually show you guys exactly what that looks like. And here they are together. So, oh my gosh, they're pretty, they're not the lightest, they're pretty beefy. So here they are. Hold on, let me get everything organized real quick. And then there's also the slip-ons, which are right here as well. So these are the slip-ons that I believe go into the Mule portion, or I think you can just wear these as house slippers or slip-ons or whatever. So the reason why I decided to pick these up is I was shopping around for just different shoes and just different things, and I was kind of just looking kind of casually, and I saw that these were actually on sale for a decent price below their retail price. This shoe was something that I feel like I've seen like someone like Mark Boulier, who has, I feel like, a version of these wear, and I was just always very curious about like, oh man, this is really cool. This is a 3-in-1 shoe, has the waterproof features. I like to go hiking, and I also am just like I live in a state where it rains and snows and all those things happen all the time, especially in the winter time. And this is like a perfect like combination of like a hiker shoe and a brand that I love, which is New Balance, and I got it in New Balance gray. I'm telling you guys, when it comes to gray and it comes to New Balance and it comes to gray and white shoes, because it has a white midsole and like little speckles on it, I absolutely love this stuff, man. It's just something about it. It just draws me to it. So I actually haven't had a chance to look at these as closely. Let me look at them first, then I can talk to you guys about the design features. So it looks like we have some speckling here on the midsole. You have an oh my gosh, can I talk? You have an absorb midsole. New Balance in on the outside, the medial and the outside of the shoe. And how do I describe this to you? Because it's something that it's very kind of new to me. The lace locking system is like this lace lock at the very tip with rope or corded laces. And then, like I said, what you're able to do is you're able to unzip, and I'm doing it right here, able to unzip this, pull out the top portion of the shoe and wear it as a mule or wear it as a slip-on. So let me just try to play with this and see how I can get it out. Also is a slip-on if you want it to be, but it's really outdoor mule and actually waterproof boot. So I misspoke earlier when I said it's a 3-in-1. It's more like a 2-in-1 where you have a mule and then you have the boot, right? Stuff in it as well. Patience with me, people, patience. You take one of these, you stick it in here, and then now you have the lining or you have the interior of your mule now, right? So there you go. And then you just have like a kind of zipper on the outside right here, on this outside, but this is the mule portion. That is so freaking dope. That is so cool. Ah man, I want to put these on right now. Okay, I guess if you're really cool, you have the boot. You have one foot with the boot. Oh my gosh, 1 foot with the boot and 1 foot with the mule. But what do you guys think about something like this? I feel like I posted about these as an underrated sneaker on TikTok, and a lot of people weren't really feeling them. But this to me is like very, very unique. Something that not a lot of people will know about, and not a lot of people will see as something that's valuable. And for me, like, I have to give a relative shout out to Mark, because for one, he's been killing it, and for two, like, he's the one who really, I never saw this model of New Balance, and he's the one who kind of showed it to me initially. And this is something that if you can get your hands on a pair of these, I feel like you should, especially for this time period. We'll see how long they last. I feel like because of their price point, they're a little bit more of a premium shoe product, and they have the design features. They should last a pretty good amount of time. How should I do this? Let's get these things on feet first. So I have these on feet right now in the boot configuration, and I love the boot configuration. It has a very, very nice lockdown and feel to it. The comfort feels really good. I went true to size, like I said before. And the technology that's actually in this niobium is really, really spectacular. It has anti-wicking, I feel like anti-water, so it wicks away the water if it gets onto it as well. And obviously it has like a very, very durable and just like, you know, your typical outdoorsy type fabrics. It's not something that's Gore-Tex, but it has that kind of feel to it. And it has a really nice lace locking system. You just kind of pull the lace lock and then you tighten it, you cinch it in, and it fits really, really nicely on the foot there. Here is the Mule configuration of the niobium. Once again, just a much more relaxed, casual look for sure, but I think it offers something that from a design standpoint is really, really fascinating. Also just provides a bit more protection from rain and whatnot towards the front of the shoe. Obviously in the back you might get some slush or whatever coming up, and that's when you wear the boot. But when it's a little bit warmer out, when it's not raining, or you want to wear this and you want to have one shoe that you want to travel with, I feel like that's kind of like where this shoe is amazing. You have one shoe that you want to travel with if you're hiking or whatever one day, and then you go down to town or you're doing things in the city and you want to wear the Mule, that option is there. So you don't have to have that kind of very like hiker look to you when you're walking around a city. You can have a Mule on and kind of be a little bit more relaxed and casual. But if you ever need to pop off with the hiker boot again, bop bop, you got it. So I'm very, very excited to actually wear these throughout the winter season. I'm not sure how much wear I'll get them with the boot version, at least in the spring, summer season. So this is perfect for this time of year when it comes to New Balance footwear. This is just so fun to me, like literally learning something new about a shoe that I had no idea about and just testing it out, and something that I feel like you guys, some of you people might actually enjoy, and maybe some of you won't. I mean, some people will absolutely hate this look, and I can understand that. It's something that's a little bit different and not kind of traditional to sneakers, but it is like a more athletic boot. And I feel like that's kind of fun and really interesting for where I am, and like just being someone who lives by mountains, goes outdoors, can hike, those kind of things, but also someone who likes to just have functional footwear that is unique. And that's exactly what this is, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Are you guys liking these? Do you guys not like these? I'm curious to know down in the comment section. The box was absolutely huge, as you saw. And that concludes the pickups for my shoes, man. Those are the footwear pickups. Let's see if we can get the camera to readjust. Those are the footwear pickups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of shoes that I'm really excited about. 4 pairs of New Balances. As you guys know, your boy, he does love New Balance. Let's get into the hats next, because I feel like there are a ton of hats that I want to go over with you guys, and I'll definitely do a proper hats video at some point. But I'm super excited to dive into these shoes, man. Let's see if I can hold all of them in one hand. Oh, yeah, there we go. Which of the bunch do you like the most? We have the Niobiums back here, 990 V3s, 992s, 550s, and then we have the Obras. So let me know down in the comments. Okay, so hats. I got quite a few hats that I want to showcase for you guys as well. And I have to just give a huge shout out to Mark the Shark, and Tammy May for being so gracious. Let's start with their brand actually. So a few weeks ago, well, maybe not a few weeks ago, so a few days ago, I made a video about a brand called Open Bar Funeral on Instagram Reels and on TikTok. And I made it, you know, I made it not because they told me to or paid me to. I was just so inspired and I wanted to make a TikTok about it. And it was about this hat in particular. So this hat right here is by the brand, as you can see, Open Bar Funeral. It is your trucker hat, and I absolutely love trucker hats. I made my own. I'm wearing a trucker hat. I wear trucker hats all the time. And I love this kind of juxtaposition of a trucker hat. And the funny thing is, trucker hats used to be what used to be called gimme hats. And my girlfriend actually told me this, is that trucker hats used to be gimme hats. Basically, truck drivers were just given these hats because obviously the conditions on the road, you can't have the sun in your eye. And so they gave them these hats to help protect them from the sun and those kind of things. And they were free. And now they've evolved into a fashion statement. But this hat in particular is something really cool. So on the side, it says mom's favorite. And if you've watched the campaign video for this hat, Mark talks about how his mom actually struggles with dementia and how it's hard to communicate with her. And this collection, this hat and a polka dot shirt that they did, pays homage to his mom's favorite shirt and just the relationship that they had. And I thought that was really special. And the more I kind of peeled back the onion on the brand, I learned that Tammy May, someone whose vlogs that I absolutely love and my girlfriend and I watch all the time, are very inspiring. That she's dating, or she's with Mark, so she helps him with the brand. And I thought that was really, really cool. So starting out, with all that being said, this is the Open Bar Funeral hat, a hat that is really, really cool. And I love the kind of puff print, kind of similar to the Obra hat, the puff print on the front of this. This one says Open Bar Funeral. I think this is one of the more wearable ones because it's just black and gray. There's this one. The next one to be frank, I only purchased this one right here. And because I hopefully impressed Mark and Tammy, and hopefully they were just so unbelievably thankful. They actually sent me a ton of hats, which was really, really kind of them. And I'm not complaining because it was sold out on their website. And I was like, dang, I kind of wish I could pick up some of the other ones, right? So the next one was this Open Bar Funeral, this orange hat. Now I have yet to have an orange trucker hat. And this one in particular is very, very orange and pops the color, which is cool. I like it. I'm excited to kind of wear these and have new trucker hats. This last one, this is the one I feel like that, caught my attention. I love a brown trucker hat, and this one is a brown one. It says Open Bar Funeral Services, New York, New York. And this one I'm very, very excited for. And I think the shape on all of these is fantastic. That's what the number one thing is when it comes to trucker hats, is you have to have a good shape. And this one right here, oh man, I'm so excited to wear. I'm excited to wear the first one as well. And so these are 3 trucker hats that I picked up. Love a good trucker hat. For someone who lives in a little bit colder, I might be wearing a little bit more beanies when it comes to the fall winter weather, but I'm still gonna be rocking truckers, whenever it's 50 plus degrees, or 50 plus degrees is 10 degrees Celsius. So when it's about 10 degrees Celsius, 50 plus degrees out. So next up, Mark not only works on Open Bar Funeral, he also has another brand that is called Maybe Tomorrow, and the man's hooked it up with the beanies. This is just unbelievable love. I can't believe it. And obviously, there's something to say for someone who shows this much graciousness for the boy. And so let's kind of open these up. The first beanie is a black beanie, and all of them have this pin on there that says Maybe Tomorrow. Oh my gosh, the sun is really beaming. It says Maybe Tomorrow on there. I'll get some good B-roll for you guys. The sun is really beaming on that. And this is kind of more of I feel lower profile beanie, so above the ear beanie, which is some of my favorite types of beanies. So you have the black one, a purple one. My mom might like this because she loves purple. A purple one right here, same exact thing, purple, low profile. Then you have this kind of teal, aqua, blue seafoam one, and this one feels a little bit different. This teal one, I don't know if you can tell, this is a chunkier, much bigger, maybe even on the ear beanie. Maybe not. Maybe this. Oh man, this is This one is beefy, boy. This one is beefy compared to this one. So maybe this is like for the lady or for my girlfriend. This is for like the dude. Maybe not, I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just like I have to put them on, but maybe it's just like from a design standpoint or whatever you want to do. If you want to have over the ear, if you want to have above the ear, that's what you do. And it looks like the last one, this was like a reddish pinkish with like speckles on it. This one's also a beefier one, so maybe, yeah, I'm probably right, where these are more so for like maybe closer to on the ear, and then these ones are above the ear, or for different head types, right? I have a pretty small head, but these beefier ones feel really, really good in the hand. Like, feels like a blanket or something like that. It feels really nice. Maybe Tomorrow is a brand that I don't necessarily know a ton about. I did a little bit of research on my phone before making this video. I need to pull up my notes for it real quick. Yeah, Maybe Tomorrow is absolutely killing it, but it is a small brand. It has similar design language and aesthetics to Open Bar Funeral, which I think is really cool. And I just love being able to support homie brands, small brands like this. And hopefully one day I get to meet Mark and Tammy, because for one, I love their content. And it's funny enough, I think Mark is a little bit of a more well-known individual, but I found out about Tammy's content, one through like FitPic Instagram, and then I somehow got suggested to her videos on YouTube, and I never really knew about Mark, but I knew about Maybe Tomorrow a little bit, and then I saw Open Bar Funeral and I fell in love. So they're kind of a power couple, if you want to say so. They kind of do what they do. But thank you guys so much for 4 beanies and 3 hats. Like, I'm incredibly blessed, and I'm incredibly excited to wear these throughout my life, man. This is my life. It's your boy's life. Your boy's life. Next, let's talk about one of my favorite California brands. You know what this G stands for? Gardens and Seeds. Now, this Gardens and Seeds hat may be my most favorite one that I've ever owned. Like, I love this. Like, for me, when it comes to fashion, it comes to styling, I say it often, you gotta be able to have hats and things that you can wear, right? And to me, like the G, like the blue, the baby blue with the green on here is just a perfect accent on this black hat. For me as well, I also kind of bend the brim of the Gardens and Seeds hats just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of curve. I think it adds a little bit more structure to my head style. And you have the Made in USA detailing, you have the Gardens and Seeds kind of flag logo. Shout out to the Philippines and all of my Filipino people. And unbelievable quality on Gardens and Seeds always. Love Marco and the boys out there. Hopefully I get a chance to meet you guys in 2022, which I plan to hopefully go out and do so. Great hat. I mean, there's not a lot more to say. When you create products that are well made, they have story and meaning behind them, they're iterations, and they just continue to get better and better over time. I feel like a broken record. Like, I feel like I say the same things all the time, because I love Gardens and Seeds, and I love the fact that I can support and help build up brands like Gardens and Seeds and see them grow and talk about them and have them be a part of the conversation. So shout out to everyone there, and love this hat, you guys. Love this hat. I cannot wait for the hat collection video. So the next brand I want to show you guys is this brand, I'll Call You Tomorrow. So I got 2 hats from them. One brown, or not brown, this is green, excuse me. One green and one blue. And this is another situation where I purchased the hat myself, and Raylan Mendoza, who was actually just on the podcast, who was kind enough to actually send me another hat. And the structure of this hat is actually really interesting compared to some of the other ones. Like, I don't know if you can see it. This kind of shape is something that's really, really unique, and I feel like is something that I need to experiment more with. The brim of this is a little bit flat, so I'll probably start kind of bending this down just because my head shape, I think it makes it look a little bit better. But let me show you the difference between the shapes. So like, for example, the trucker hat, because it has a foam front, or because of the way it's stitched in the front, it kind of stands up, where this hat, the I Call You Tomorrow hat has just a much lower profile, which I feel like is gonna be fun to play around with. And it's fun to experiment with hats like this. And I was incredibly impressed by I'll Call You Tomorrow. So I'll Call You Tomorrow is based out of, I believe, Edmonton, Canada, or Edmonton or Alberta, or I'm really blotching this, but it's out of Canada, right? And it's a brand that's been around for about 7 years now, and I feel like has not gotten the recognition it deserves. This is their recent product offering. This hat right here, it says I'll Call You Tomorrow mobile services 455-225-56 for 5968. And each hat comes with a little matchbook, which I think is really, really cool, as you can see right here. And it says ICYT, which is I'll Call You Tomorrow. So there's the green version. And then in this one, this came with a little package that says, thanks so much, Drew. I forgot what he said this was actually. So let's open it up. I think it's more matches. Yes. So yeah, so this is more matches, and I think you can order these individually, and I'll make sure to have good B-roll on my camera. Look at this, guys. The sun really is beaming through. But these are matches, and they come with every, I believe they come with every hat order as well. So like, it's a brand that definitely understands that, you can't just do the status quo and expect to wow customers. Adding the matches is something that's incredible for a brand that at this size. And I love the fact that they sent me this blue one as well. I'm definitely gonna be probably, like I said, bending these a little bit because I like my brim to have a little bit of curve to it. And when it comes to bending your brim, I feel like you don't wanna just like go crazy. You kinda wanna just work it ever so slightly. I'll kinda show you guys the difference between, I'm gonna bend this one a little bit more, and I'll show you the green one. So you can kind of see the difference a little bit, and you can work it even more. So as you can see, like this one has a little bit more curve to it. This one's a little bit more flatter. And I think, yeah, like I said, I like having that little curve to mine. So I kind of just bend them. So yeah, ICYT, a brand that if you're a Canadian, definitely underrated. Definitely check this out. And I feel like I need to highlight this brand even more, like maybe even on TikTok or something like that, because a lot of people need to know about ICYT, a brand that highly underrated. Yeah, these are 2 more hats. These are I think these are the last hats of the video. So tell me what you guys think about all of the hats. Do you like the Gardens and Seed one? I kind of just want to know, like, conversationally, like, what do you guys like or don't like or whatever. To me, I like it all because it's super dope. I cannot wait to wear this hat right here. Like, this is gonna be insane. This might be my favorite hat of the pickups, and it has the chain stitching on the front. Boy, you better stop playing with me. This hat collection video is gonna be insane. So in this video alone, we had Open Bar Funeral, we had Maybe Tomorrow, we had Gardens and Seeds, we had I'll Call You Tomorrow. Man, it's gonna be insane, bro. All right, next I wanna showcase for you guys something that is incredible. When I tell you that, like, this is like just incredible, it's just incredible. Like I'm at a loss for words, literally. And it's over there. I couldn't even put it in the initial thumbnail. It's actually in a garment bag. Let me pick it up for you. So this is from a brand called Libero. I need the sun to just stop for a second. Libero. And Adam is the founder of the brand. And let's unzip this. This was something that was an incredible kind gift from Adam. And I know that, he operates his business by, well, let me show you guys the piece first, and I'll talk about like kind of how Libero works. So this is the Libero Lemon jacket, and it is just an incredible handmade piece by Libero, right? And the kind of main distinguishing feature of Libero, it's another Canadian brand, so back-to-back love for Canada. Another Canadian brand that hand makes all of its garments I believe all of its garments. And this is an example of one of their recent collections. This was actually in GQ, which is phenomenal. And let me read the specifications of this jacket right here. You have a 80% Melton wool blend and 20% nylon. The Italian leather bovine strip right here, which is just a nice detail. You also have Riri zippers on the bottom and on the top, so you can kind of have a little flare out if you want to on the bottom of the jacket as well. Pockets are leather trimmed, and I'll make sure to get B-roll of that. You also have rib knit cuffs and the waistband, and like I said, it is made in Canada. So I'm gonna sit back down because I need to look at this in all its beauty. I've been really holding out and waiting to showcase this for you guys on social media because I really wanted to do it justice, and I really wanted to talk in depth, or a little bit in depth, about why brands like Libero and brands like I'll Call You Tomorrow and Open Bar Funeral are what I believe to be the best version of how I see fashion right now. So of course you have major designers, but with brands like Libero and ICYT and everyone else I just mentioned, it's just uncanny the ability to actually create products at a high level that you just aren't able to find at a very like large scale kind of corporate fashion level that doesn't have that personal touch. You know, these brands have that personal touch, they have that storytelling, they have that like homey feel, like I know the person behind making this and I know they have good intentions for both fashion and for the world. And I just, pieces like this blow me away. Like a year ago I could never think that, I would be able to connect with someone like Adam and be able to talk to you guys about a jacket like this made by Libero. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, I might have to wear this the entire rest of the video. The sun is really killing the vibes right now. Oh man, this is just, it takes it to a whole nother level. Like, look how clean this is, boy. This is absolutely crazy, man. Shout out to Adam. Obviously I'm gonna put it on, I put it on already on B-roll, but like this is just, I don't have words. I literally don't have words to explain. I'm incredibly thankful, that's for sure. Feeling incredibly blessed. The love from Libero doesn't stop there. There's also another item that came in the order. I actually don't know what these are. I think this is maybe one of his tees, maybe? And you know me, I'm a sucker for graphic tees. So, yep. Oh wow. Yeah, I absolutely love stuff like this too. I mean, oops, something fell out. Oh, there's a note. Oh, that's so nice. That is so nice. He said, thanks for all the kind words. He said, welcome to the family. I appreciate that so much. So this is one of their graphic tees. Man, this is so dope. On the back of the shirt, it says Libero, and then we have the caricature of the Libero man. And then on the front, we have the balcony, another balcony. And it's an incredibly soft, I'm guessing probably 100% cotton tee. Yeah, 100% cotton, medium. So it's gonna fit very nice. And man, absolutely, this is unbelievable. Like Libero, brands like Libero who create clothing and create images and moods, and they do it at such a high level and don't even necessarily get the recognition as like obviously the very hype things. Like I feel incredibly blessed to be able to show you guys things from a brand like Libero, because it just brings me so much joy to help out a small business owner, help out a small brand who I feel like deserves that credit, like Libero, like ICYT, but also like they create such good products, man. It's just, I really, like I said, I've said it 10 times already. I'm at a loss for words, literally. Thank you so much to Adam. Thank you so much to Mark. Thank you to everybody who helps provide really enriching items and content for this channel. People who obviously I support and want to get behind, and who obviously support the channel as well. So like, it's just unbelievable, the love, of the community that, you know, exists in this world when it comes to obviously fashion and just, you know, good people trying to make a difference in the world, trying to, you know, progress themselves with their brands, with their clothing, with their creativity, and really be artists in the world that it's very, very difficult to be. So shout out to all these dudes. Another friend of mine, actually, I want to point out, and I picked up this magazine from him, actually, Chris Maradiaga's Casa, Montego. And this is a magazine that Chris has been working on, I feel like, for quite some time now. He talked about how he'd been working on this. It's really fun to have people who you are friends with, acquaintances with, who are creating things like such. Like, this is a really compact magazine that's perfect for coffee tables. Like, you have maybe like a big art book, and then you have the Casa Montego magazine on there. Another Canadian out of, you know, British Columbia, who does this thing, man. He's a photographer, does editorial work, is an artist, and this magazine is just an amalgamation of his creativity with his friend, and it's just something that I'm very, very happy to have owned. It's super dope. Casa Montego. Hopefully you guys are making these available again, because I feel like people do want to kind of delve into more magazines like this, and it's like an independent magazine, so it's like, once again, it has that niche factor to it, and it's like a subgroup factor. I have looked through this a little bit, and it's basically highlighting and featuring different artists, different creatives, different brands, different creatives or jewelry makers, brand owners, etc., etc. And it's really, really fun magazine that I think that can't beat it. This is the kind of stuff I absolutely just love to talk about, man. Just so cool. And it's funny, like, this and like the Bridge of Life are like very similar in terms of like not very similar, like they're very different actually in terms of like art style and creativity, but I feel like they both bring something that's so enriching to the table. I forgot that I actually had this for a second, and I just realized that I could have included it in the beginning, but definitely check out both of these books, magazines, and hopefully, I think he might have closed the portal or made this unavailable, or they only made so many, but I know that there's gonna be a lot more Bridge of Life, so check out both of them. Your boy needs some water from talking, man, and the sun is really trying to ruin the aesthetics of this video right now. It's really beaming through. Man, even with all of this product, and I think that the small brands, it's just unbelievable. Like, if I could find the products of a New Balance, or of like, you know, if I could find, what I'm trying to say is this: I love the quality of all the products that I've acquired over the last 2 months, and I absolutely love the brands, and it's just unbelievable to me how there's just so much clothing, so many small brands, so many people trying to make it out there, man. And I just feel very, very blessed to have the ability to showcase these things for you guys, for real. Last on this pickups video, I have something that I've been growing a fondness for the last, I would say, 5 months. And they are all sweatshirts. And what makes these sweatshirts significant is they're all made in USA, Fruit of the Loom, 50/50 screen printed crewnecks. And let's start with the one on top. So the first one is this, and what started this fiasco is actually the crewneck I'm wearing right now and a couple other ones. Like, I'm enjoying these crewnecks so much. Like, these are incredibly comfortable for one, and they're incredibly, or relatively cheap, because you can find them secondhand. And so the first one I was able to find was this Central Intelligence Agency, 50/50 Fruit of the Loom. I think it's made in I think it's a 90s Fruit of the Loom crewneck, and it's just like perfect for the fall. Like, this is like a very simple, clean, perfect little crewneck for the fall. I got a size extra large, and for the Fruit of the Looms, I typically try to get an extra large because sometimes there's some shrinkage, and I always wash my vintage items before I wear them, before I get them. So that's why I picked up this one. So there's that one. Next, this is one that was really cool in my opinion. So it has a front hit and a back hit. So this is the back right here, and on the back it's like a Los Angeles male facility crew neck. What does it say on the back? It says safety first, last, and always. So it's like kind of like this like very funny crew neck, and it has the kind of workings of a mailroom right there, and then on the front it has like this like turkey with like all of the different like mail marks on it. And I just love this style of screen printing. Like for me, like this is my favorite type of graphic on any type of shirt or crew neck or whatever. Like I just love this kind of like very, very dense screen print with like little like drawn aspects of it that are just kind of squiggly and just playful and just elicit the mood of the past. Like I don't know, there's not a lot of shirts that are made like this right now. Kind of similar to this right here. Like it has this crackling to it on the actual screen print, and it's like a puff print as well. And this has that kind of same general kind of feel to it. And so I picked this one up on eBay as well as the Central Intelligence one. And you can kind of just look up, you know, Fruit of the Loom 50/50 Crewnecks on eBay or something like that, and you'll be able to find some. Or if you walk into like a local vintage store, you should be able to find some there. Next, let's talk about probably my most worn Fruit of the Loom crewneck, which is this one. It says The Evolution of Authority. I actually wore this one when I went to Common Collective, and I thought this is absolutely hilarious. It has that kind of same type of screen print on there that's like I love, but it's simple and it's like very witty. Like some people will like chuckle at this, some people won't like this, whatever. It's a hilarious crewneck, black, so it's very like wearable. And this one has like a different kind of fade to it, almost like it hasn't been worn compared to the CIA one. And I don't know if you can tell, like you can tell kind of right. The sun is really killing the vibe. You can kind of tell right there, like this one has like more of like a gray kind of fade to it, like very, very worn, it seems like, where this one doesn't have that same fade, hasn't been worn as much. Hilarious crew neck. We'll be rocking this and wearing this all the time in the fall, winter, and spring too. Last, this is a crew neck I picked up at 10 Penny Thrift Store, which is here in Denver. And it says, you know you're getting old when happy hour is a nap. And I thought this was such a freaking dope Fruit of the Loom. Same color as the one I'm wearing right now, like same bluish, navy-ish, gray, or not gray, but navy-ish. And then it has that like just really dope lettering on it. I'm gonna have to get B-roll for you guys because the sun is really killing it right now. So there's that, and it's just unbelievable. Like my favorite word in this video is unbelievable. I gotta think of a different adjective. It's so cool. This is so cool. Very excited. Something I'll be wearing non-stop, as you guys can kind of get and know. And this one is kind of true. Like happy hour becomes a nap. Like the happiest times, like when you're young, like you have nap time, you never want to take a nap. And now when you get older, you kind of enjoy a little bit of relaxation nap time. And that's what this is basically saying. I thought it was funny again, and I love the yellowness of it. The yellow screen print mixed in with the white. Really cool. Last but certainly not least, this is the last item. I think it is. Yeah, I don't have anything else, guys. This is the last item. So this is a shirt by the dude Andre from the brand Neo Manhattan brand / mood board. And on the back it says, calm down, it's just coffee. And the reason why it says that is because this shirt is actually stained all throughout with coffee. And you can kind of see that there, right? Has coffee stains all throughout. And I remember I'm kind of smelling it because when I first got it, it had such a strong like coffee smell to it. And I've actually been waiting to wear it because I wanted to showcase it in the video. And this is an idea I feel like that's relatively unique. Like he just stained the shirt and kind of screen printed on it. And I thought that was kind of clever. Like something that if you want to go for a little bit more, I guess, stained, rugged, worn in kind of look, then you can do that, right? And I think it looks it's just another white shirt. You can't get enough white shirts, and it's kind of like it's kind of interesting. I feel like looking at the old Fruit of the Loom vintage items and then having this, like imagine this being in like a vintage shop in like the year 2040, and like someone be like, oh, that's so dope, it's just coffee, haha. Like I feel like that's the kind of shirt it is, and it's something that's right now maybe looked at as kind of weird, but maybe it's something that'll evolve and more people will do it. Like I think it's fine. I think people paint splatter shirts and do a whole bunch of stuff to shirts. Like why not, you know, kind of add some coffee to it. And obviously if you wash it, it'll kind of fade away, but it won't go away completely, which I think is really interesting. So Good job, Andre. Good job, Neo Manhattan. And this is the last item of the pickups video, man. Wow, we actually made it through. I'm happy we did, man. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. That was a lot of talking, and it always is a lot of talking when it comes to these pickups videos. And for this one in particular, I had a good time. And you know, like I said, I wasn't anticipating as many items as I received for this pickups video. You know, I thought it was initially just gonna be the sweatshirts and maybe a few hats here or there, but like I said, some things presented themselves, and I thought it would be fun to showcase for you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it, right? I think it's also important, like I said in the beginning of this video, the disclaimer, and if you're watching to this point, you really are like invested, which I really appreciate it. But you know, having this level of product in your, you know, living space is a bit overwhelming, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and act like, you know, this is like by all means the best version of what I want my closet to look like. For one, space becomes a thing that you have to think about as well. In addition to that, like, I'm also very thankful. I'm incredibly thankful to all the brands and all the small brands, large brands who are creating dope things that help make the content possible. But I think that as someone who always wants to push like being a mindful consumer, there's something that that's inside of me that makes me have to, it irks me. I have to say, like, you know, you don't need 25, 30 pairs of shoes unless you really want to. You can collect them, of course, but like, you don't need this level of exuberance and level of product in your life to have that fulfillment. Spend time with the people you care about. Do the things that you love, whether it be, you know, talking about fashion, going out with your friends, hanging out, watching movies, playing games, watching TV, reading books. Like, do the things you enjoy still. Like, I love what I get to do here on this channel, but it would be beside me not to mention the fact that all the things that I own, they don't make me happy, like the happiest version of myself. You know what I mean? Like, I have to be happy, and these things help, you know, I like them, so I enjoy them. So they help me feel good about myself with my outfits. They also help just with, you know, identity, and they are nice products. So I'm very, very thankful in that respect. Hopefully that wasn't convoluted right there. But anyways, as always, I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity in 2021. So that means I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity to you wherever you are in the world. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Abianto, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. What's good, y'all? You made it to the post vid. I appreciate you so much. If you're here right now, you know how we get down. Here's one fist bump, bop. Here's another one, bop. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I really do enjoy making these pickups videos / vlog, store, showcasing videos. For this one in particular, I kept it more free and loose. I try to just kind of talk very candidly about everything that came up when it came to the items that I picked up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. For real, thank you for staying. And there's a couple things that I want to talk to you guys about real quick. So the Discord is coming along quite nicely, and when it goes live, I definitely would love to get your guys' suggestions on different channels that should be in the Discord and how it should operate. Like, I love feedback, so give me feedback. Obviously give me feedback on this series and these videos as well. I'm very, very excited about the Discord though. I think it should be a lot of fun. Also, I want to plug the podcast really quick because I feel like this next episode of the podcast is going to be really important. It's about consumerism and this kind of time frame, the holiday season for the Northern Hemisphere. It's about consumerism and dealing with consumerism and managing it, especially during this holiday season. Obviously, I'm showcasing a ton of products. There's going to be a ton of different influencers or YouTubers or content creators, whatever you want to call them, showcasing a ton of products. And I think for the very most part, you're going to want to steer clear of, in my opinion, you're going to want to steer clear of fast fashion brands, just because the quality and the working conditions of the people who make the clothes just isn't there. Where, you know, with brands like Open Bar Funeral or Gardens and Seeds, they make their products in a much more sustainable and much more ethical way, as well as New Balance and some of these other brands as well. Just something to think about. I'll definitely have the podcast probably on the community tab next week when it goes live. I think it's going to be an important one. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, have a wonderful rest of your day. I am gonna get some water. In fact, I have some right here. My throat is getting tired. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Peace.